Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Mike Kollin at MikeKollin.com. Okay, so first to start off this video, I am having a 40% off Christmas sale right now, and use the code Return to Power. One word, Return to Power. So you can buy any of my dating relationship books for that, okay? It's 40% on and all the books, by the way, are downloadable immediately. Secondly, you can take any of my one-on-one coaching, whether it's life coaching, emotional healing, energy healing, whatever you're dealing with. Normally I charge $250. Now, between now and the 31st, it's only $79 per session, and you have to fit it in between now and the 31st. And you can do as many sessions as you'd like. I'd recommend learning the internal awareness stuff, or if you have something personal or emotional you want to deal with. So for my Crack the Female Code course, I'm giving a special price for that right now. You have to put a down payment between now and the 31st. Call me. I'll tell you what the discount is. A huge discount. I've never done it this before. It's only going to be this one time only. And so just put a down payment down between now and the 31st, December 31st, and we can schedule it next month in January. Might be able to schedule a little bit past that into February. Or if you can fit it in this month, or the next 2 weeks, that'd be fine too. Now this is going to be a lighter video. It should be really short actually, and it's going to be a little bit funner. The music volume will go down in about 5 seconds. Okay, so I have a hero out there, and it does apply to you. It may not be your hero. So he has won, I think it was 8 Super Bowls, and I think 2 of them as the defensive coach, 6 of them as a head coach, and he's my hero in more ways than one. And I'm going to explain that in a second. So there's something I've been saying to you guys, and a lot of men do not believe this, and it blows my mind because it's really obvious. Date younger. If you're 32, you should be dating someone who's about 22. The ideal age, they've done a couple studies. They say it's between 12 and a half years and 14 and a half years difference. In the caveman era, it was very normal. Not even in the caveman, I mean all the way up until probably about 1900. It was very normal for girls 14 to 17 years old to date a guy that's easily in his 40s. Now, I met a girl she was from an upper middle class family in Germany. She came out here, she had her master's degree in business, and she was doing a 1-year business internship. Because after she did that, she could go back there and make a lot more money in business, some company out there in Germany. Here's the deal. She looked like Kate Upton, that beautiful model? And I mean everything, her arms, her elbows, her big, I mean, forgive me, but the breasts, the boobs, she had big boobs. Beautiful blonde eyes, blue eyes, beautiful blonde hair, cute smile. I mean, she could have been Kate Upton's sister, and I'm not kidding. Even her hips were the same. When she walked into a room, everybody went silent. I think at the time I was 34, maybe a little bit older, but I think I was 34, 35. She was I think she was 25. So she would come down all the time. We'd go out to dinner. We worked out at the same gym. I would go with her and her 2 roommates to the clubs in San Francisco, and we became really, really close. We started to bond, and she would come down when she needed to cry. And I forget what happened, but I think we kind of got intertwined a little bit. I'm not going to go too in detail on that, but she kind of pulled away, and I'm like, "What's wrong?" She's, "Well, I don't date guys like you." I'm like, "What do you mean, like me, like what?" I'm a very loyal, faithful guy. She goes, No, that's not what I mean, Mikey. You're a really nice guy. I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She goes, "You're too young." I'm like, "What are you talking about? I think I was almost 10 years older than her." And she's like, "Yeah, you're too young." I was like, "What?" She goes, "Mikey, I've never dated a man younger than 52 years old." I'm like, "Bullshit." She's like, "No." She goes, "Mikey, my first boyfriend was 52 years old. And I think she said she was 16 years old." I'm like, "Are you joking?" She's like, "No." She goes, "I brought him home, had dinner with my mom and dad." And she goes, I think she was with him for 2 years or something like that. And then she goes, "My next boyfriend was 47 years old." She goes, "Mikey, I don't date young men." Then she goes, I go, "Oh, no." Then I go, "Oh, so were they like really rich, powerful men?" She goes, "Oh, no, my dad made a lot more than both of them." I'm like, really? She goes, Mikey, I don't come from a poor family. She goes, my college tuition was paid off before I even graduated. She goes, my father paid for it. She goes, I don't have to worry about money. Now that really kind of blew my mind, to be honest with you. And then a couple years later, I found a magazine, which I think I still have. Let me see if I have it. Hold on. I can't find it. There's a stack of magazines that I keep, and I show you guys different things because of the way words are used. But this one was about an article about dating relationships that said that the ultimate age is about 14.5 years. And one of the people that they talked about was Catherine Zeta-Jones, who married Michael Douglas. And you're thinking, well, yeah, it's because she's rich. Yeah, but she was commanding, I think it was $12 million or $20 million per film. She was already worth over $400 million or $200 million at the time. So again, you're not going to tell me, oh, she was so poor she needed to date a rich man. No, this was a rich, powerful woman. Now, it was very normal until we made laws that women, I think the normal age was between 13 and about 17 or 18 or 19, where you were, as a woman, you were expected to get married and start a family. Now, my ex-girlfriend came from Laos, and when she was 21 years old, we were doing a workshop. I think I was 24 at the time, dating relationship coaching workshop with some guys. And when I said that, they're like, what are you talking about? I go, no, I go, look it up. I go, it's historical. It's in every culture around the world. She goes, oh yeah, in my country, we still expect the women to be married. She goes, at my age, my sister and my aunts and my mom, they call me old maid. And I'm like, why? And she goes, because I'm not married yet. They expect me to be married by the age of 18 or 19 or younger. So what I'm trying to say is it's very normal for women to be extremely attracted to older men. And I'm talking in their 40s and 50s. I'm not joking. They could be teenagers. They could be 18, 19, 20 years old, 21, 22. This summer, 2025, I was dating a girl that was 20 years old for about 4 months. I didn't even talk to her. She walked up to me. I was sitting down, minding my own business. She came in from the other room at this coffee shop, and she just started talking to me. And she goes, can I join you? I was like, why? So then another time she came over, it was about 3 weeks later, because I stopped going there because of her. I'm like, yeah, she's just too young. I don't want any problems. And because, they're young, they're emotional, they're up, they're down. And she came over and said, hey, do you mind if I spend my lunch with you? I was like, really? And it kind of just went from there. The third time she asked me, hey, can we go to the store? I was like, you want me to pay for something? She goes, no. She goes, I just, spend time with you. So she was actually quite aggressive. So what I'm trying to get you guys' brains to understand, it's actually hardwired into the female DNA to date older men. Well, if you've been to high school in a Western country, younger girls, like the 8th graders, always want to date the high school guys. The 9th grade girls always wanted to date the seniors, and the juniors and senior girls always wanted to date the guys in college. And then, I got to college and like, finally, I'm in college. I get to date the girls. And then the girls in college want to date the guys that are 35, 45 years old. Another natural Mother Nature thing is that men date younger women. We always have. It's part of our DNA. It's part of Mother Nature, and it's the healthiest way. Children are raised to be better children, to be more confident, etc. When you're an older guy, you figure stuff out. When you're younger, you're emotional, you're up and down, your testosterone's all over the place. So a female's peak pregnancy to raise a healthy, strong, intelligent baby is between the ages of 13 and I think it was 18 or 17. There's 2 books I'm going to recommend. One is called The Female Brain by Dr. Luann Brizendine. Yeah, The Female Brain. Another one is called Sperm Wars by Robin Baker. These are books on mating systems and our hormones and all that stuff. I would not recommend dating a girl within 3 or 4 years of your age. Women do not respect men that are close to their age. They respect men that are at least a decade or 12 years older. Period, end of sentence. They just look up to you. Now here's the good news. If you're not good with women at the ages of, say, high school or your 20s, even late 20s, when you get older, women will be very, very attracted to you, especially if you learn how to ground yourself emotionally. This is the number one core key thing that I teach men. If you want to just learn the internal awareness grounding techniques, it'll change your life. So we can do the one-on-one coaching to teach you the internal awareness grounding techniques, okay? My hero, Bill Belichick. He is 74 years old and she is 24 years old, and they're married. Fact of the matter, he's a winner. Period. End of sentence. Do you want to know why? Because he doesn't worry about what other people think about what he does with his life. He does what he wants, when he wants, and where he wants. Period. End of sentence. A lot of you guys are like, oh, but society says, oh, the rules. They're not laws. They're just made up fake fucking rules. They're not even real. The reason why you're not getting ahead in life is because you're allowing strangers to tell you how to live your life. And everyone has a different rule. You want to know who told me, who was the first person or people who told me to date a much younger girl? It was my pastor of a Christian church and the elders. They're like, Michael, you should date a girl that's at least 12 years younger than you, because those are the relationships that work out better. Then I started learning scientifically. They've done studies on the best relationship ages, etc. And it's never between 4 and 5 years. It's always over 10 years old, 10 years older. One of the main reasons why women are attracted to older men is because older men tend to be calmer, down to earth, and grounded. Now here's the deal. A younger man has too much testosterone. It's ping-ponging off the freaking walls. So when you turn about 31 years old, it lowers a little bit, but not enough. When you turn 35 or 36, it lowers once or twice again. About that age, women kind of tend to gravitate towards you, because that's when it started happening to me. I was at the ice cream store with my goddaughter. I think she was a junior or senior. We sat down, we were eating ice cream. Mother and father came in, probably about 45 years old or something. I think I was about 36 or 37. And their daughter came in, walked right up to me and started the conversation. I'm looking at my goddaughter like, what the fuck? This girl was in freaking high school. And the parents didn't even notice. They're ordering ice cream and like, hey, what do you want? She goes, oh, I want this and that. And I'm like, what in the fuck? And I'm looking at my goddaughter like, get me out of this. Now she's giggling, she's grinning from ear to ear. She knows I'm uncomfortable. So I forget what happened, but eventually I said, yeah, I think I said, hey, I'm talking to my goddaughter here. She goes, oh, okay. And she took off. And my goddaughter just starts laughing. I'm like, dude, what was that? She goes, Mike, she likes you. I'm like, why? She goes, girls like older men. Now, I do not recommend dating underage. That is not what I'm saying. I'm just saying the point is, it doesn't matter. It's part of their system. So don't feel bad for dating someone that's much younger than you, okay? If you need to, I've got Leo DiCaprio's number, and I can give him a call and have him call you if you're feeling any kind of like emotional issues or feeling, guilty about it or whatever. Now, for those of you that are saying, well, yeah, if you're rich, then society says it's okay. Well, believe it or not, that's not true. It seems like it is, because mature men tend to have more wealth. Because they're mature, they're calmer, they're more down to earth. They're a little bit clearer when things kind of pop up. Instead of freaking out and making bad decisions, they kind of take a deep breath, they take a step back, take a look at it from different perspectives, and they make the right choice. Where someone whose testosterone's going through the roof, you might freak out if you're losing money, you might make the wrong decision. So the calmness is a very key thing. Take me, I'm not rich. I am not rich, especially lately. I've been struggling financially, especially since the lockdowns. And yet, they still approach me. But they don't approach men that are richer than me, a lot richer than me, because those guys are stuck up in their head. So one of the key components, regardless of whether you're wealthy or not, is learning how to ground yourself. These internal awareness techniques and emotional grounding techniques that I teach in my course. These techniques will blow your mind. That anxiety that you always have, that panic attacks that you have, guess what? They go away. That's what it means to be emotionally grounded. All that stuff goes away and you relax. Remember, Return to Power, one word, is the code to get your 40% discount on all my dating and relationship books. They're downloadable PDFs. Okay, that's it, guys. Merry Christmas. I hope you guys have a great Christmas. Remember, click subscribe, click the like button, go ahead and make a comment. And as always, you can go ahead and make a donation. There's a PayPal link right there in the description box. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.